Have you seen that you don't exist, or that everything is made of emptiness, or that you're everything, perhaps, or that you're God, that you're divine? Or have you seen everyone's Buddha nature? There's many different awakening experiences and realizations that we have on the path, all helping to teach us what reality is. And I use the word reality and truth with a capital T to speak to the same thing, the absolute truth of reality. And all of these different realizations that we get help to provide the answer to what reality is experientially. So we're not just listening to a teaching and believing it or not believing it, thinking it sounds good or not. Oh, we're emptiness. That sounds fair enough. But we're experiencing it for ourselves. We're seeing it for ourselves, and then understanding, having a realization on a very deep level that that is true. So a realization is sort of like an epiphany, but you could say deeper and about reality itself. It is us experiencing directly, having a very deep knowing in some way. It could be through a dream, it could be through a vision, but we have some kind of very deep understanding through our whole system where we just get it. We get experientially, oh, I am made of emptiness, or everything is made of emptiness, or I don't exist. I get it now. And so it's not about listening to a teaching, it's about experiencing it for ourselves and it being revealed to us, reality being revealed to us so that we can see that it is true, so that we have absolutely no doubt because we are experiencing it. But there's not just one piece to the puzzle of what reality is. I like to explain it like a jigsaw puzzle because it points to the complexity of it, how there's so many different pieces to it. And often each piece can contradict with another piece. And this is because reality is a paradox. So some of the pieces of the puzzle are going to be talking about our empty nature, our formless nature. So examples of this could be that I am nothingness. I see that. I am formless. Everything is formless. I can see the formless nature of things. I can see the empty nature of things. Or I am nobody. I can see that now. I'm not a person and there's no other people there. So we're seeing the emptiness of our true nature, which is a part of reality, of truth. But there's another part, which is the fullness. It's the opposite side, which is equally true, is that you're not just nothing, but you're also everything, and both is equally true. And to say you're nothing would be a piece of the jigsaw puzzle, and to say you're everything would be a piece of the jigsaw puzzle. And they're both true, and they both fit in together to make the complete puzzle, which will unveil the truth of reality over time as we keep collecting pieces. So they will contradict each other from time to time. Sometimes it's going to be about our empty, formless nature. Sometimes it's going to be about how we are everything, the fullness of our being. And it will start to make sense experientially over time as we get used to it. And these realizations come through, and often they come through multiple times. So seeing that your emptiness is something that comes through multiple times, and it's like a spiral. We get the top level of it, and then later on we get another level, and it just goes deeper. And we say, oh, I really got it this time. I really, really got it. I really saw that everything is empty. All form is made of emptiness. I got it. And then the next time it comes, we're like, wow, I got it even deeper. So it's helpful to know that they come back around again and they spiral around, and our understanding deepens on an experiential level. So on this side of emptiness, we may see visually, perhaps in a dream, it will appear slightly differently to each person. Some people get big visuals like I did, and other people will get more of an intuitive knowing. So they really get it through maybe some life experience that happened, which revealed it to them, but it's perhaps not a big visual experience. So it doesn't matter how you get it, as long as you get the realization at the end. That's the key component to what you're learning. And so some of these realizations on the emptiness side may be that I don't exist. We see that I'm not the mind. We see that there's no separate self here. Wow. Some people might call that ego. There's no ego here, or there's no person here. It's all different ways, different words might be revealed slightly different, but the idea is the same, is to see that this person that I thought I was is actually not here. I've experienced that directly through some kind of mystical experience or some kind of happening. I now know that through my direct experience that I don't exist here. And that will certainly cycle around again and again, as it's a key component to understanding awakening and truth. You might see the formless nature of things. So whether it gets shown to you visually, where you go out to the supermarket and you can see everything is made of emptiness. You can see it. So you experience it directly for yourself. In nature, this is often revealed to us. Perhaps we see that there's no boundaries. Perhaps we see that the boundary of the body here is an illusion, and the boundaries to the trees are an illusion, and the boundaries disappear. Perhaps we see that the third dimension disappears, and that's illusory, and that the mind had overlaid that on what we were perceiving to make us believe that. And we see that that also collapses, and that's not really there either. So there's all different kinds of ways that the emptiness side of things is revealed to us, and we may have realizations like nothing matters, and this can be very liberating if we're going through a difficult time. And we might be going through something very, very difficult, and we just get this realization that it doesn't matter. There's actually no problems. Everything's okay. Don't worry about it. We get that very deeply, and we can get great relief from some struggle that we're having. If you have the realization that nothing matters, you might find that very depressing, and then not want to pursue awakening, or not want to do anything with your life, or not want to help people, or perhaps even hurt people, depending on your conditioning. So each one of these truths can be used in a negative way for sure. But that's not the intention. It's just a piece of the puzzle. It's neutral. It's just trying to reveal something to you. And so if we don't try not to take each piece as too seriously and know that there's more to go, then we can keep moving along in this process. Because what we'll find, not only does nothing matter and there's no problems, but also everything matters. That's the paradox. That's on the fullness side, is that if we keep going, we'll see that absolutely everything matters. This is an interconnected web that we are. Everything we say has an impact around us. Our energy, our emotions have an impact around us. And so everything we do matters. Everything we do matters karmically. So that's on the fullness side. So understanding the paradoxical nature of truth, and that some are on one side and some are on the other side, that will help you to get a better understanding. So even if you haven't had, usually we have the emptiness ones first, and then later on we have the fullness ones, which feel better because they're more to do with the heart, they're more to do with unity consciousness. But we typically have the emptiness ones, we're emptying out first and seeing the empty nature of reality first before we get those ones that feel nicer, typically. On the fullness side, so there's the empty side and then the full side, just as true. All the pieces of the puzzle to do with being everything. So everything matters, like I said, or I am everything. That is me. That tree made of emptiness, that is me. I am that. I am that emptiness. I am that tree. And so on a physical level, you are the baby, you are the grandparent, you are the sun, you are the tree. I'm everything. So you see that, you experience it directly. And these ones on the fullness side are usually a lot more enjoyable. And then you can have, so I remember I went on a retreat and I had a visual experience, awakening experience, that my face was on everybody's face, and I couldn't even see, but it was silent, so I didn't need to talk to anyone, but I couldn't even see their face. All I could see was my face on them. And the realization was that I am everyone. We're all the same. And I've always been talking to myself and interacting with myself. There's no other option. I am alone. So just through that visual experience of seeing my face on top of everyone else's faces, I had those realizations. Now, of course, not everyone is Shar, and I could have misinterpreted that way. But again, sometimes they're abstract in the way that they're shown to you. It's a bit like a dream. It communicates with you in a symbolic way. And so being a bit open-minded and then trying to understand what it's really trying to show you. The more rigid we are with our thinking when it comes to this type of work, the more stuck and confused we're going to be. But the more we can be flexible with what it's trying to show us, a bit more like interpreting a dream, then we start to see the truth of it is revealed to us. So just through that one experience on retreat, I got those realizations. Just as an example for you, that's how it can play out. On the same retreat, I saw Buddha's face on everyone's face. And the realization, so we don't stop at the visual experience that we're getting. We ask, what is it trying to teach me? Because that's the point. Yes, it's fun to see some sort of bizarre visual thing, but what is it trying to teach you is the point to it. And the point is that everybody is already enlightened. That's seeing the Buddha nature in everybody. Everybody is already awake. And that is one of the truths. One of the pieces of the puzzle is that there's no people that go through an awakening. That's a piece to the puzzle. And there can be scary ones. We can see that we're not in control. That can be a scary one. We can see that the body is operating independently and can often feel like a puppet, and we can see it's just doing what it's conditioned to do and that there's no one in control of that. That can be scary or just bizarre. So even if you get scared, sometimes some of them are scarier than others. We'll all process each realization differently. Just hang in there and know that you just don't have the full picture yet. And as you get more of the pieces of the puzzle completed, you'll start to feel a lot better about what is being shown to you, because although it is bizarre and contradictory for sure, it is not bad. It's not scary. What we are is amazing. And it's already true. It's already happening. Nothing is changing. You're just getting this portrait, this puzzle being revealed to you piece by piece. It's coming into form, being revealed to you of what is already true. We start to fall in love with the paradoxes over time. Once you're awake, you just live from it. And so it's no big deal. You know that it doesn't make sense. You know that it's impossible to explain and that it's contradictory, but you don't care. And it's part of the fun of talking about awakening is that it makes no sense. It's almost like a riddle to talk about, but to experience directly, it makes total sense. So my direct experience of reality has no contradiction in it. It's just what is. It's formless and it's form at the same time. I'm everything and I'm nothing at the same time. That makes total sense experientially. That's the key. But to understand it with the mind, it makes no sense. But it's not for the mind. It is a path of experiencing, a path of having a realization, deeply understanding it, ask what is it trying to teach me, getting that piece of the puzzle, putting it in place, and then seeing how does it work with all the other pieces of the puzzle that are being depicted here. How do I put it all together? What would the next piece of the puzzle be? Can I go looking for that rather than stalling out at any one piece of the puzzle, which many people do? They feel like, I know that I'm awareness, therefore I must be awake now. I don't need to look for any more pieces of the puzzle. And you might only have a very small section of the puzzle if it's something to do with on the emptiness side. But what about the rest of reality? What about the rest of the puzzle? There's so much more out there to discover, and it gets more and more beautiful and paradoxical the further along you go.